right. A very good early morning, late evening out there. It is it is WJ, Warrior Jr. I don't know why. Usually get a little more light, like when I speak here. Let's try to modify something. Let's try to get a little more light on the subject, for I am the subject. Why am I so low? Let's try this one. So, like usually a little bit better. I feel like I'm shrouded in darkness here. Let's try to get Jesus. Usually get a little more light on me. I'm surprised that it's so dark, but I do apologize. Like I'm not ashamed to be seen. It's just this is the lighting in my dimly lit bedroom where I do my broadcasting from. Just like to do it this way. We'll get to the narrative. We'll get to the topic in a second. The Saturday night, I used to call it Saturday not, but I'm trying to hold a little more optimism to it, the warrior way. Lemon ginger, organics, no special ingredient involved, just recommended. Have it at Albertsons, Safeway, Pavilions, Lawns, organics brand. I'm going to talk about. I don't know if I mentioned last night. I broke with tradition. I mentioned I went up to the piggy and the nonsense. And you know what? Let's just put all that shit under the bridge. For some reason, I wanted to maybe go out to a better place dancing Saturday night, and I wasn't able to find anything online. No events on Eventbrite as far as like disco or something kind of cool, Nothing really. So say that sometimes you get that uppity feeling, but then it will go away. You let it subside, It's kind of true, As a dancer, go out and dance, but sometimes you gotta weigh things out and go, who am I doing this for? Am I doing it for myself, or am I doing it for, try to meet a woman? I mean, it's for the wrong reasons, which most times it is. What's the point, I saw some brief video of Arnold with the sword, the Conan thing. He was doing it. It's like, wow. He's like in his 70s doing this shit, I saw a thing with Stallone talking. He's like 75, showing more of that gray. He's letting it go. And it's kind of cool. He's not trying to be. It's 75, dude. It's getting up there, Then William Shatner, 91. Whew. It's like I think Willie Mays is the same age too. I shared my William Shatner story. I got to meet him once, and not at a convention. I think I saw him at some Star Trek shows when I was a kid, but man, that one time in that nutrition store, I was like, yeah, I'll never forget that as long as I live, just him and me, the way it was, like kind of that little bonding moment. It was really special. Like I just really appreciated that. I'll never forget that. I'm talking like he's dead already. He's alive. Last time I checked. And what brings me thinking about that, I was watching some Star Trek. My cutoff is like the Next Generation. Because I remember when it came out, like in '88. Might have been 86. I know in 88 I was already in. I have a cool photo, cast signed photo with Gene Roddenberry's autograph on there. I got it at an online, like a estate sale through eBay, and it's legit. It's legit. It actually has the before Gates McFadden took the doctor role with some other woman, and that's the photo that I have that's signed. It's like one of the first original cast. I think before Denise Crosby was on there, Lieutenant Yard, she was not even on there. It's a dope photo. I paid like $115 for it. There's a cert with it, and I know cert could be fake, as the cert and everything, but no, like it's really the Gene Roddenberry autographs on the bottom. I mean, it's like it's really dope. Um, I used to deal in autographs when I was a kid. I'm pretty proficient in telling fakes from the real thing. It's on an 8x10, which is usually very undesirable. People like, when there's casting a bigger thing that they can put up, 8x10s are not very in demand. Like signed books, because you can't really display a book. The autograph is on the inside. So even though it's a signed book, I mean, if it's somebody very famous, Anne Rice or, Stephen King, still though, it's still a signed book. It's not like, I guess, well, you display it in a shelf, with that, but, people like to come in and look at something, like an 8x10 is kind of like, it's like, not a document or something that's framed on a big display. So, but the key autograph is a Gene Roddenberry autograph on there that he was still alive when he came out, that first episode, Encounter at Farpoint. And I love that episode. Now I haven't seen every episode of The Next Generation. I don't know, 8 seasons, 9 seasons, 10. I don't know. It's up there. But I definitely know that one, and I know the last one too. All Good Things. And I really like the Q. I like John DeLance. And ironically, I have a book signed by him. I didn't meet him, but I went to a thrift shop, and there was like this book, a Star Trek novel. He co-wrote, and I just don't know. I pulled it out. I opened it up, and it was elaborately signed. I go, oh shit, he signed this. And I know he's not like a rare autograph or anything, but I like him, so it's like, it's kind of cool. Like, probably a $20 autograph on there on the book, but I just like it, so I got it for $1, so ironically at the same thrift shop, I found a John Glenn signed book, and he signed it. I wound up getting like $85 for it, I think, on eBay. He signs a lot, or he did sign a lot. He's alive and signed a lot of books, but I love that kind of stuff. Buy a book for $1, get $85 for it. Minus eBay fees. I know I probably walked out with 75, somewhere in that range. But and then I take shipping into consideration. I tack that on. So I like those kind of deals. I bought like this. It wasn't a DVD series. It was a some fitness series of like. It was DVDs, I think, but it was like in a. It was called PX90. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like 15 years ago, and something like that. It was like a thing. It had all these DVDs in there. And it was unopened. And I looked at real quick on my phone. I said, "It's like a $80 thing." So I said, "How much you want for this?" And I got, what's it? It's in the CD section. It was like $3 or something. And I looked, and they're selling. So I bought it for $3. I got like $66 for it. And I know it sounds, well, you're making money. It's these are like handful deals. I don't get these kind of deals every day. And I wound up buying one time DVDs. I barely broke even, or I lost money on some things. So I said, this is just not worth it. Like you think you're gonna buy something, make money all the time, and it's not that easy. A lot of shit you can list, it doesn't sell. And so what happens? You got this fucking thing, nobody's buying it, and it ties up. I don't tie up a lot of money in this stuff, but I'd make like $20 here, $40 there. But it's not. it's not substantial enough. Like it's not consistent. If it was like every day, oh, here's 60 bucks, 40 bucks, boom, boom, boom. I tried drop shipping again. I wasn't making any consistent money. So, all this shit is like pennies. It's nickels and dimes. It really is. And I listen to these people on YouTube talking about, oh, look at how much I'm making doing this. Look how much I'm making doing. Good for you, man. I don't know how you're doing it. You're not. You're just trying to get attention so you can get more views, so you can make money off the views, or sell your own package, trying to get people into it. You're not telling nothing. And if you, that's what it is. Look at all these ads. They try to stop. Listen to me. They're trying to get you to sell their thing, or it's, even if it's a free book or something like that, it's a lure. They're not. You listen to those people. They're talking without saying anything. They're not saying anything. They're not telling you exactly. He goes, let me come into my house and I'll show you. I get on my computer and I show you how I made it. Yeah, you made something, and now the market of that is oversaturated. So what you're doing, it's like this one clown. He used to like show, like he says, oh, you can make money selling watches, high-end watches. And it shows he got a big house and everything. Dude made his money in real estate. He's trying to push some dumb watch finder's fee thing. So don't, I mean, I'm very, very sorry. Like it's just, I see beyond the smoke screen. I see beyond it. And I was talking about fitness for a second. I want to talk about that. I watched I saw on YouTube. I was watching, John Cena do some of his exercises at his gym, in very good form. Like really good and whatever he was doing. He wasn't doing any powerlifting. He was doing like some tricep pulls, push downs, tricep skull crushers. You know, really good form and stuff like that. Guy's arms are he doesn't, dude. If you see that guy in person, it's just okay. It's a beast. He's a beast. And here's the thing: you think, wow, that guy's working out really hard. That's how he built arms like that. The smoke screen is, I know he's not saying, he doesn't go on there and say that he built his arm, his body through that exercise, but that's the exercises, but that's the implication. And it's like you see these women that are all juiced up and they're doing like something that's like, looks like it's a good exercise to build muscle. It's all gear. It's all gear. Now, I'm just, now again, I'm not denying his proficiency in fitness. I mean, the guy really knows his shit. But the truth is the truth. And the truth is not really, it's not spoken of very often. It's not, like, and I know because I can stand next to anybody and I can tell you, like, this dude at the wrestling school, Rusev, I mean, I think he was like 300 pounds when he wrestled, like he was just very, very thick, like he wasn't fat. He was considered fat as a bodybuilder, but like, he's just a fucking big dude with no real gut. So 6 feet, 300 pounds is fucking no joke. And so I saw him last week, and when I did apologize and I got close, I was able to see, like, he had a good peek on his buys. Guys like jacked without even working out, and that's gear. That's more than likely pushing the pin. Anybody that has, like that kind of thickness and density with that kind of, it's PEDs, and that's what it is. Now, I never pushed the pin. I never injected anything. I never took, as far as orals, no Dianabol, no Anavar, nothing, no real Stanozol tabs or whatever, Stan tabs. I have tried Andro. I have taken over-the-counter pro-hormones, SARMs and stuff. And you know what? I'm not gaining any weight. Like I have some, I guess, a little better separation. I would say that's it. There's no real I've taken off my shirt. You've seen, like, and my legs. It's like I can see the quads. Like, but they're not immense. I don't have gigantic legs. I'm 182 pounds, and I was 180 mid-February. We're at the end of April right now, and I kind of like I was up to 184, almost 185, and then I started going to wrestling school. My weight dropped down closer to like 181 because of the travel, not eating properly on time, and doing everything. Everything's a sacrifice. So, and I'm walking to the wrestling school up to the airport, and I'm eating my tuna salad as I'm walking, and then I'm there. I'm not eating nothing. It's just all. So, and then you get back. It's so tired. The gym's not open. Like it's ridiculous. Like, so the reality is the reality. Like 200. And I'm not belittling any of these people, but dude, I stood next to Stone Cold. I stood next to Cena, Rusev. Like I've met everybody. I've Dave Batista walked by me. Like, and you could lift weights till the cows come home. You can try to eat big till the markets are out of food. You can do everything, but a body like that, when you see that type of separation, like it's not possible naturally. Period. It's not. And I guarantee all these bodybuilders in these natural competitions, I've seen guys, that really don't look like nothing. They're natural. Yeah, they are. But no, I've seen dudes like this guy that owns this nutrition store, and I've seen him in the contest, and dude, that ain't fucking natural. Okay, he's taking stuff that's not showing up in the test, so he's getting away with it. And I almost positive growth hormone. That's the secret. Like they just use a lot of that with a little bit of something else. I think I don't know. You know. Now I was gonna show stuff. I've been taking stuff by HTP, High Tech Pharmaceuticals. I have trouble swallowing pills. Okay, so a lot of this stuff kind of like I chew it up. Like it's able to dissolve and chew up and swallow. And they use funky names. It's funny. Like the real steroids like Equipoise and Primobolan and Dianabol and Anavar. They have all their. Get back in a second here. Okay, good. It's nothing like the real. There's no. It's nothing even remotely close to the real shit. And that's why it's called the real shit is prescription. I watched a special, like an older thing with Hulk Hogan, and the doctor prescribed him, steroids, whatever, injection, right? And that's the real thing. That's how we got 24-inch biceps. I mean, he was 300 pounds, or maybe even a little more, but it was just bulk. Like it was no real separation. Like it wasn't solid ever. I mean, his arms are fairly solid. But look, 300 pounds. I don't care if you're 6'10", like the Undertaker, or 5'10", whatever. 300 pounds is still 300 fucking pounds. Okay, it's big. If you're 6'10", you're a big dude. You're tall. Like because big is 6'10", and if you're 6 feet, 300 pounds, like that Rusev was, you're fucking big. Thick. Now the Undertaker, yes, I guarantee you he probably took stuff. Guarantee you, 6'10", naturally lean. To have a little bit of thickness on him, you need a little bit of help, and that's just the way it is. Notice he had a little kind of thickness, a little more density when he was younger, and he still had, like kind of, but not as much, not needed maybe. He always wore like black spandex kind of, the thing. So, it's not like he had bony legs, but they weren't that big, like I could see. it was not necessary for the character, you know. Again, I'm not knocking all these people, but I just feel like I just wonder, kind of see what they look like when they're not on really anything. I've seen kind of pictures of The Rock like 15 years ago. He looked like he was kind of off a cycle, and he looked fairly thin, at his height. And you know, you see him coming out like he's jacked, he's working out, definitely on something now again. But you know, it's just it's a a synthetic generation, and you know, a lot of these guys, the regret is when you really take a lot of shit when you're young, and then like by the time you're like close to 50, you know, your body's like it's fucked up because it's like, well, hey, you know, you're supposed to let your body produce the natural testosterone, and you're putting in all this fake shit, so it sends the body out of whack. And then when you're older, you don't have the natural thing anyway. So like that's the fuck up. That's the catch up that you might look incredible if you're old, even if you know, but then you're older, you're lucky if you're alive. Now again, the reason I call us Warrior Juniors is I love the Ultimate Warrior. He was like, you know, but he died, you know, like he died relatively young. And he was on a lot of shit when he was young. You saw what that guy looked like, you know, and even toward like 50, he had tried to make that, he had that match with Orlando Jordan, you know, and I could tell, look at his body, and I could say, it seems like, you know, really starting, you know, not holding together really well. I saw pictures of him in the gym videos where he had some great separation. It's not bad, but I just feel like he really abused it when he was in his like late 20s and he was 30. You know, to get that craziness. You know, I understand that guy was like 6'4", was he? He wasn't. He's not a small man. You know, so it was like a lot. You know, like, and I just feel like it's just too much. I think it's just all of it, like, you know, Benoit, you know, the you know, all that shit. It's so powerful, you know, to inject testosterone in yourself. I mean, that's like just wow. I would never do that, you know, like that's like ridiculous. Um, yeah, he looked badass, but I just feel like there's a line, you know, that to be drawn, and you know, sure, these guys, some of them, they're alive, some of these guys, but like Eddie Guerrero, not the same thing. You know, it's just a lot of them aren't. And Triple H, you know, is defibrillator or whatever. Just feel like it's endless, you know, the list of these people that took a lot of shit and starting to catch up to them all at once. I mean, me, it's like I read the labels, you know, the stuff I take. It says specifically, you know, take one pill, you know, and with meals and breakfast and one at dinner. That's it. That's all. I do exactly what it says. Now it says it can be stacked. You know, this one I take the was it the High Tech Pharma, well, I have their version of Anavar, but it's not it's nothing like, you know, it says take 3 of these uh, you know, things, and it's nothing, you know. I mean, it's real Anavar. I mean, God, it's like prescription shit. It's no comparison to over the counter stuff, and it's not even real. It's like I'm surprised they're able to get away with the name of it. But what's the other one I stacked with it? There's it'll come to me in a second. They make like call it equipoise, but it's not a real equipoise that's injected. It's nothing like it. And they make this one. They say the strongest pro hormone. Also, that's the one. So I take that with the Superdrol. They say like a super Anadrol. Like, no fucking Anadrol. Out of your fucking mind. It's nothing. It's nothing. I stack those two, and it's like a 1 month, 2 month cycle, 1.5. I'm almost done with it. I didn't gain any weight, nothing, nothing. I didn't even cracked 185 pounds. I don't think so, nothing. Maybe a little separation, a little bit of, in my shoulder. But I've been working out in the park doing the rings, stuff. So, and those type of angled push-ups where you have this bar and I can get my hand really low to like where I can kind of push up to your mid-abdomen. It's like a plank position. Very hard variation of push-ups, but it's nice to try to test yourself and stop just doing the generic thing. I do angled push-ups. I try to do plank push-ups. Just a lot of different shit, And I never really did ab work, but I'm doing a fucking lot of ab work now on the rings, pulling myself up and sticking my feet out, controlled for 5 reps. Boy, you feel that in your core, your entire core stretching from your mid-abdomen region all the way around your obliques. Like, I don't have great, when they see these guys that just completely cut everything like marble. I'm not like that, but I do those exercises. I try. So, let me talk about tonight, Saturday night, what I did. Technically, it's already Sunday morning, but so it's like, all right, let me go to the park and do my exercises. So, and I bring my sunglasses with me, and it's funny. It's like the area's brightly lit. It's cool to have those lights there. I'm the only one there, and you could hear all the nightclubs, whatever, a couple 100 yards away. A lot of people walk through the park to get to the park. There's a parking garage, and there's street parking, so they utilize walking through the park to save, to get to where they need to go. So these stupid gay nightclubs. And I noticed a lot of straight women with these gay guys. I've noticed that my whole life. And you know what? I'm just gonna tell you, I've always had a problem relating to the gays with the straight women. It doesn't make any sense to me. We're just friends. Younger people say that. But the reality is, both of you are just wasting time with the wrong person. That's my 2 cents on it. I'm not saying people shouldn't coexist or intermingle, because I've gone to these gay clubs trying to meet straight women. And at the Abbey, for example, there was a lot of straight women that would go there. And it's funny, no gay guys ever hit on me when I went in there. They have a sense that I don't come off negative or anything, but, I just stand there, and if a woman, I would try to hit on them. But the problem is, a lot of these gay guys, they go there in a group of 2 or more, or whatever. They tend to protect the group, and that means that they keep you from getting what you want. I don't know if they do that just because it would change the dynamic of the group if I took her away from you guys, you gays, or just you're not sympathetic to understanding that it's an odd thing, look, I used to go to these bars and there's some gay guys that would show up. I have no problem with it. But then I go to your fucking place, and then, now again, this is rare. I used to stand outside this place, and some of these gay guys would be like, well, come up to me and they go, what are you doing here? What's your fucking business when I'm doing? I do whatever I want. So all of a sudden, now they're offended. Then it creates a spotlight on me. But they would come at me hostilely. You waiting for ride? You waiting for ride? Like, I wonder if they knew what I was trying to do, or they're worried, but they wouldn't calmly listen to what I have to say. And a lesbian did that to me once too. Really fucking pissed me off. I'll never forget that. she called me some creep or something. Because I just didn't want to go in. I figured I'll just stand out there and I'm not like hiding in the bushes or anything. I'm right outside of the place, It's like very crowded, and when the place closes, everybody stands out there for like a half an hour every fucking night. That's what happens there. So I'm thinking, like, what's the problem? Like, what? I'm not doing anything odd, strange, or weird. I don't mean any ill will or anything. But when you tend to try to do things a little differently, these fucking people, like, they all try to, like, make fun of you, but they're trying to make you feel like you're. I mean, Jeffy talks about this. Look him up on YouTube. That guy went through also trying to meet women. He completely understands. Jeffy, my God, he's like the San Francisco version of me. He lives in Frisco, the same thing, trying to meet women. He had a van, you're not trying to hurt anybody or do anything. But he's a guy that's like a little younger than me, probably, that completely understands this. The difficulties of meeting women. Doesn't matter at night, during the day, wherever, it doesn't matter. So, back to what was important. So I'm doing my, I go there and look, I'm not there to put on a show. But what I do is take off my shirt. I don't want that shit to get us sweaty, so I walk home in a sweaty shirt. I have this jacket on, I take that off, and I get pumped up. I take off my shirt, and I put on my sunglasses, and I go to work. And I could see like people walking by, and nobody really pays attention sometimes because it's on a little kind of hill. So I'm not like right in front of people, like putting on a performance or anything. But if they look over, they can see in the distance. They can see me doing my exercises without my shirt on and my sunglasses on most of the time. I wear the sunglasses to create kind of an intrigue, and that I don't, people can't see where I'm looking, and kind of makes me feel like a tribute to the Terminator kind of thing. It creates an allure of mystery. I think it's kind of cool. And there's like a sidewalk that goes around by where I work out. Every once in a while, some of these clowns will come up and they'll fuck around on the rings, and I've yet to see anybody hurt themselves, but they're and none of those people bother me. They don't say anything to me, and so when they come over, what I do is I go back to where I have my stuff and my water, and I just don't look at them, and I just drink my water for a second. I wait till they leave, and in about a minute or minute and a half, they do leave. To them, it's a playground. To me, it's a place to work, and I don't say anything to any of them. Never any hot chick that comes over anyway. One time I saw a group of lesbians. They're all fat, like the ones recording. I don't know. Hang on the fucking ring for a second. They can't. None of them can do anything. There was one little gay guy one time. He can do like a flip over. He tried to like get my attention. I completely ignored him. So what happened tonight was this one fucking guy was taking a breather for a second. This young black guy. I could tell, and he goes, hey man, and I just did not look. Hey, he just tried to get my attention, and he couldn't get it. Like, I just would not turn. And after like 2 or 3, 4 or 5 attempts of him trying, finally gave up and just kept going. And I just like, the need of, to get my attention. You see the guy, I'm working out, I'm doing my thing. And of course, it's not a woman or anything, it's a fucking, and it just, in my mind, it just never ends, like Q said this, the trial never ends. I saw a little preview of Picard, the second season, that was very creative to bring back John DeLance and then show him like when he's young, and then Picard, he goes, oh, you're old, and then John DeLance makes himself older too. That was really cool. That was really cool. I gotta admit. See, even though I gave up at the Next Generation, but that Picard thing was kind of cool. I do have to admit. I was thinking about this. He's 81 now. God, how old was he in 88? He was what? Well, younger than me. He looked kind of old back in '88. And if you look at that encounter at Farpoint, he looked old then too. So who knows, you know? So you know, that was really about it. You know, I was able to do the workout, and you know, it just feeling, you know, I've been checking my emails and no response from Jessica, you know, the girl I like at the wrestling school. What's going to happen Wednesday? Am I going to go back there? I know she's got the email. She got it for sure. Maybe she's just waiting to see me in person on Wednesday and just, you know, see how I react, you know, now that the cat's out of the bag. You know, it would feel kind of embarrassing, you know? Isn't that weird? Like, here you like a girl, you honestly emailed her, and now, like, I'm thinking, I don't want to go to that school anymore, you know? Like, well, it's a combination of two reasons. They're Keish and Pearl, they're pushing me for tuition now. And I'm starting to think when I put tuition, it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be like Roddy Piper paid $10 back in the '70s to join a wrestling school. This is hundreds, possibly thousands, with no clear path. Probably to teach me to be, yeah, they teach you to be a manager or whatever like that. To teach in their shows, and with no money earned. I just don't see it as a viable path to make it. So that's the majority of it. I would say 70%. Or more. More, I don't know. It's hard to me to put it down because that girl, that woman was so my type, you know. It's not crushing. You know, the same thing happened at that bar that when I liked that manager thing, but not the same thing because that wasn't a school. That wasn't somebody kind of like, well, we're all students kind of thing. That's you being a bar patron and seeing a woman that works there, and the guy, whoever owns the bar, hires those specific type of women to lure you in. So it's a different dynamic, you know. This is just more authentic, but that doesn't mean that you're going to connect with her. But I tried. Now I'm going to tell Ruben when he comes back on Monday afternoon. I'm with my friend. I said, look, you know what? You've been going there for like a month. She gave me her card, so the next day, like Friday, late Friday, I sent her one email. One. That's it. One. And it wasn't in depth. You know, I like to convey stuff how you feel in person, through me talking, not even on the phone. It was a 4-sentence thing with that little picture, cute picture of those squirrels, or a male squirrel giving the rose of a flower to a female squirrel. Like, it's cute. And me just saying I would love to take you out for dinner or dancing sometime. So not real demanding, no pressure, no pushing, but authentic and from the heart. And I think during these times, in this time, things are more expedited. My ex-girlfriend told me that, oh, well, I was with the guy, like he moved right in right away, like it was on you, and then it's, I don't think there's anything wrong with that if people connect. Now, I also agree with my friend Ruben's 61-year-old perspective of things take time. Things take time. I agree. But let me tell you something. I'm almost 50 by the end of next year. And so I agree things take time. But it's important to put something out there on the table. She's not a clairvoyant, psychic, or mind reader. Women are bombarded by guys all the time, whatever. So I did what I felt. Excuse me. And then I let go. If I don't show up there, that's fine. If I don't get a response from her, that's fine. What's not fine is you putting up with it. Well, guys feel vulnerable, like this is, I really like this woman, but I'm scared of, trying. Because you think that the answer, it's like applying for a credit card. You're gonna find out when you apply. They're gonna say, sorry, you're not, and I have a friend, he just cannot handle rejection. He has a very difficult time with that. But you got it. You have to. Because there could be an opportunity one day, and because you didn't prepare accordingly for situations like that, or this, women will constantly test you. Just the way it is. I'm not saying this one is doing that, but she might be, but I don't think she's that. She doesn't come off that way. I gotta be honest with you, I'm really surprised that I never got a response in an email saying, because I put no is completely acceptable, understand. I thought she would say, thanks, but I'm good right now, kind of thing. I thought she would just reach out like that easily. But it's fine. It's fine. What's not fine is you not trying. I listened to a great song. I've heard this a million times, but I didn't know who. I thought it was Nine Inch Nails, but it's Linkin Park. No matter how hard you try, keep that in mind. It's in the end. Yeah, I tried so hard. But I sing it my way, but I tried so hard. I went so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. It's a really good. It's a wow. I might listen to it again when I get off this, but it's. I used to say I tried so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You try so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter. And that's what it sounds like. Not derogatory, but like it didn't even matter. Like it doesn't really sound like a successful thing. Like I tried. No, because you tried so hard. You try so hard, but in the end, it didn't even matter. Think about that. I want you to think about that. You try so hard at something, and it didn't even fucking matter. Like you didn't get it because it didn't matter how hard. The guy says that. The other guy sings. He goes, "It doesn't really matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. It's a dangerous thing. Watching the time fly is a pendulum swing. You're getting old. It's got a good, for a rock. It's over 1 billion views of that fucking song on YouTube. Over 1 billion for a reason. It's all fucking kick ass. Those guys can sing. It's a rock thing. The message of that. God, wow, and that's why I tried, because I looked at it like this. I said to myself, okay, Went to the wrestling school with the intention of like want to be a wrestler, right? And now that I see like these guys, like they're doing all the moves and everything, but none of them look like anything. There's some guys that are there's one 400-pound guy. He's fat, he's not, but I don't know if that would work with someone. I don't know what WWE would take or Impact or Ring of Honor. I don't know. Here's what I know. I know I'm 48 years old. I can do a little something, and I just don't see myself being like an incredible standout. And I've seen guys that size of that guy, that Rusev guy, and I'm never gonna be that big. I'm never gonna look like anything so spectacular. That's just the realistic reality of things. So then I said, oh, well, maybe I could be a manager or something like that. Well, how do you know? Are you gonna pay a couple $1,000 and I just don't see it through. Like, I don't believe it. Like, it doesn't matter what I believe. It matters if it's gonna happen or not. It's not like going to school where you take these classes and you do all the work and they give you the degree. Like, you graduate. I don't know what they're not promised me nothing. They have mentioned nothing. That's all they're talking about is money that they want, tuition. So as much as I love Keish, like I would love to be there, but they're just basically saying what Pearl said, don't need you, and that girl's the same thing in a nice way. Like, that hurts more. That hurts the most, because I really liked her. I really thought, my God, I mean, this is like exactly what I'm so attracted to. It's so she's so cute. She's so incredible. And in the end, it didn't even matter. I tried so hard. I went all the way down to that event because she asked me. Like I thought God was trying to finally like say, hey, man, your ship's coming in. Just tell her that like what she asked you, and do it all. And I did it mainly for her. And I also went down there to see if I could learn something too about the business. And it all means nothing. It all has not amounted to anything. It hasn't amounted to them. The wrestling of the Keisha Pearl telling me, it's like, man, I see what they belittle the shape that I'm in. Like, it's nothing. They have not one guy mentioned, wow, you're in great shape. Nothing, zero. Like, my rapping, there's nothing there. Like, everything I do counts for nothing. Okay, it all counts for nothing. They just want their tuition. So it doesn't even matter, right? You see, now the girl, I gave her my card after. See, I remember everything. Like, I went to the event and she like tried to hug me, kind of. It was great. Like, it's like I feel like there's a connection there. At the end of the thing, I gave her my card, and I said I threw her back what she threw me that one time at the school. Like, after the first time we met, she asked me if I was going to the event on Sunday. So I asked her when I left the event, are you going to be in class on Wednesday? And she said yes. So I give, it's like volleying, Then a couple weeks later, she gave me her card, which led up to a couple days ago, me emailing her once, which I never heard back from. That was on Friday. It's technically Sunday right now. And, I know it's her business email thing, but she got it. I guarantee you, she checks her email every once and sees my name and that thing that I sent. And I got no response. I told her my phone's not working until Tuesday. So, she's not responding for a reason, because she's not interested, okay? Or she's taken already, which is more than likely. Or she doesn't like me, which is more than likely. The bottom line is, it doesn't even matter. Do you understand? Yeah. So What we have here is 0 for 2, you know, like girl don't want me, and the wrestling school's trying to take advantage of me. So it doesn't even matter, you know, like it's just forget it all. You know, it doesn't mean forget about everything of life, but you know, focus on what could be something. And what could be something for me now is continuing to rebuild my credit. That you know, so like I'm working on getting out of the hole financially. I'm still, I mean, a big comeback from being down $55,000, you know, in credit to almost out of that, you know, like relatively. It's a big fucking achievement for me. And then getting my doctorate degree. I'm 5 classes out. I was doing homework tonight. That's what matters. Because those are things I can control. You know? Now it is frustrating when you go out there and you see guys with women, and I'm by myself working out, you know, like, or I'm walking around going to the market. I'm never getting, never meeting, never, you know. And then, you know, you think the ultimate dream for you when you meet the ultimate athlete, you know. That's what she called herself. She's just so funny. I mean, I say it because I love it, you know. I love it. And I would have given up everything for a woman like this. Not, well, I wouldn't say what I mean. Like, what I mean by everything, like, my grandpa don't talk about that. Like, you know, you have to give up not just some of the good things too, to really go after. And I would have. Like, I would schlep down to San Diego just to be with her. Okay, no question. No question. I would, because that's how much, like, I felt like the universe. If she liked me, I would. But nope, nope, nope. And that's okay. Sorry, was that the Neil Young? You can't always get what you want. You try sometimes to get what you need. So I tried. I tried. Any more would be turn it now, and then it would turn into the creepy weirdo psychoness. Keep emailing her and showing up at the place and then trying to hit on. Then you cross the line. You know, my friend said one time you got to be able to take a hint. Now, the only thing I could think about is, you know, if I do go back to that school to try to negotiate a tuition deal or something, and she tells me, like, I like the picture of the chipmunk, then she got the message. If she didn't get it, maybe, you know, she could have missed, who knows how many emails people get, you know, and she didn't see it, then you can bring it up and say, you know, can you check your email thing one more time? You know what, I sent you something. It's not nothing that listen. There's nothing embarrassing about being a man, okay? There's nothing embarrassing about being rejected. It might sound like you're a failure. I know, it might feel like you're a failure. But it's okay. You have to believe. You have to believe. Sometimes you got to open up, even though you don't get. But what I did was I opened up. I opened up. A friend's probably gonna knock me. He's gonna say, hey, you know, you didn't wait long enough. You didn't wait long enough. He says, a month is long enough if it's built up properly. After, you know, the 2 weeks, I gave her my card. At the end of like 3.5 weeks, she gave me her card. Toward a month, I sent her one email, and that's it. You know, a month is, this is 2022. We have internet, computers, technology, things go, you know, expedited and fast. A month is that's sufficient to say, hey, I really like you. Would you like to go out to get something to eat or dancing? Wasn't overwhelming like, anything, but that's fair. A month is cool, It's actually too long in my mind, but I wait about a month. That's long. My friend Ruben, I used to go to this bar in the farmer's market, and he goes to drink there all the time. And there's a girl he liked that worked in a candle store, which was like, these little shops in the farmer's market. And he never went in there like to meet her to introduce himself. He had a friend he drank with. Oh, I know her in there. I'll introduce you. Now he introduced her. They wound up living together for 11 years. I mean that's because a friend introduced the thing. That seems to be better. I don't. It's not a guarantee of anything, but it takes time for people to be comfortable with you or something. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to go. Listen, I just got too much life experience of going, when I was drinking and this nonsense and never meeting anybody or seeing these hot women and never getting nothing. I lived, you got to understand, I basically drank away my 20s, my 30s into my mid 40s. So 45. Okay. I wasn't a stumbling drunk all the time. Not very often, actually. I was a social drinker, but very, very consistent. And I thought that's how you're going to meet somebody. Now, can you imagine that? For 20 fucking years, 20 plus years? It's a long time, man. All these years all gone. I watched some people at park, they were drunk and throwing up out. I was young too once, okay? I did dumb shit also. Thank God I'm not young anymore. Thank God I don't drink anymore. So far, over 3 years. Closing in on 3.5. Feels like forever. That's fine. I'm missing fucking nothing. This one guy I seen at that bar where I went dancing, standing out there by himself all the time with a Corona, No women ever, something. This reminds me of me, what I was. Thank God I ain't doing that. I'm not like that anymore, Anyway, it's an hour, so that's all I got for now. I don't know. I want to go after that. So I just don't see, like I said, it doesn't matter, It doesn't matter. I know. I'm hoping that she'd reply to my email or something, but I know she got it. I know she did. All right. Well, in the end, it doesn't even matter. Just remember that it's you got to wear your heart on your sleeve, man, and step up to the plate and find out. You'll have a tremendous. I know it takes a lot of cojones to do it. Don't live a life of mystery, wandering for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect time, place, or opportunity. It's just there's too much interference out there in this world. I always see girls talking to each other all the time, and it's like you want to talk to one of them, but you're waiting till like they stop or they're not on the phone. It never will be. There never will be. You just have to just go in there. And but blow it that way. Hey, then that's the way it is. There is no perfect time. There isn't. I know it feels like you're waiting for something. That's what society and social conditioning tell you to do. It doesn't work. It works in the movies. It works when you got like a big social circle of friends and everybody's casual. I don't have, okay? If you're like me, if you're like Jeffy, if you're like, I don't know, Owen, the way he was, I don't know, and you're lone wolfing, Johnny Burba, whatever, we all relate to that. If you're by yourself, you got it 10, I'm sorry, you got it 10 times harder than everybody else, maybe more, maybe 100 times harder, because guys, they want to fuck women too, okay? They're not out there to help you. They never are, okay? They might say they friend, or they maybe got a good friend. They might give you some good advice, but listen, I'll leave you with one last story about this. My friend Ruben, like I talk with him all the time, and there's this older chick. She's a lot younger than me. This is in mid-30s, and she lives in the same building as him, right? She recently moved in. And there's this guy, like this older, he's the plumber of the building. He's like in his 60s, okay? He's a grandfather. And he sees, like, my friend Ruben, he a couple times he's hanging out in the chick's place. He doesn't want to fuck her, but he's hanging out in her place. And he comes out, and there's the plumber guy giving him a look like, you're in there, you're getting some kind of thing. He didn't say anything, but he goes, because he wants her, okay? And so my friend goes, well, he's like a grandfather. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. He's still got testosterone in his 60s. He wants to fuck a 35-year-old chick. He sees you in there. He's thinking you're doing it, even though you're not. And then he called out. He said something. He did call on the phone, and he mentioned something about, that chick saying, don't worry about her. She don't like it. He kind of trying to get him out of the equation. So my point of everything, I like that guy, Milan. He's a cool dude. I talk with him briefly sometimes. But when it comes to women, I've only seen this so many times. I remember my friend Ruben told me about it. He had a friend. Remember I told you about he met the chick at the candle store? Well, his friend tried to steal her from him. Okay? So it's a very slippery, dangerous slope when you're dealing with women that are, they're not married to, they're kind of friends of yours, but not in a real relationship, and you're introducing them to other friends of yours. My point is, it's very competitive and combative. There's too many scenarios. I have seen this endless times. There's this chick that comes over to my friend Chris's place every once in a while, and I was with her one time or something like that, and I was like, hey, when she comes over, let me know. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same. It's not easy to have a little bit of lady fun. It's very, very difficult. Now I'm looking for a real relationship with this woman that I met at the wrestling store. I want like a real LTR. I would love to have a real companion. But until that happens or something, it's like I gotta take whatever I can get. It's very, very, very hard for me. I don't meet women at all. I'm not. How picky can you be if you're seeing women every day that you're kind of attracted to? Kind of, not like this one that I'm talking about all the time. That's different. If I'm talking about somebody like I'm talking about this Jessica chick, she must be really, really special, and she is. But all that special doesn't matter in the end. It doesn't even matter if she doesn't want me. It don't matter. Yeah. I can't wait my whole life and hold out hope for a woman that might not respond. That's why I gave it a month. A month is sufficient enough time. My friend Ruben doesn't understand that. He's like, well, you got to wait to build things. No, you can't wait too long because there's other women out there. That's why. There's other women out there. So keep that in mind, Don't want to like boggle yourself down with a woman that doesn't even want you. That's the end result. So take all that shit into consideration. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for now. Warrior Junior out till next time.